people, welcome back again to the Wealthy Place. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for tuning in, and if you're an old subscriber, thank you for always coming back. Today's video will be centered on a comment I got from one of my wealthy subscribers, Dennis Ebenezer. He asked me to do a video concerning the forthcoming elections in Nigeria. And of course, this is the Wealthy Place, where we live, love, laugh, learn, and lead. And leadership is really important. Leadership is influence. If you can lead a people, if you can influence a people, you can change the course of their lives for generations. And this year's election is very important in the future of Nigeria. So we're going to go into this video talking about the three major contestants in this year's election. Don't go anywhere. You're going to enjoy it. I have 2 points each for each of the three major contestants. At the end of this video, I would like to hear your comments in the comment section. Who do you think is the best candidate? Who do you think will be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria after this February election? The first candidate we'll talk about is the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, Atiku Abubakar. Point 1, recommendation from his previous boss. You know, I work in the civil service in Nigeria, and we try our best to please those who are ahead of us, because they can recommend you for a future job offer, or they can write recommendations letter, even give you accolades. And the boss Atiku Abubakar worked with for 8 years did not endorse him. He endorsed somebody else. That shows that there is something about the content of his character that is not right, according to his boss. That is why he thinks somebody else will do a better job than Atiku Abubakar in the forthcoming elections. The second point I have concerning him is that for equity and fairness, the country has just been ruled by a Northerner for almost 8 years now. And now another Northerner wants to come back. What about the Easterners? What about the Westerners? What about those from the South? What happens to them? Why does it have to always fall back to the North? Those are the 2 points I have about Atiku. What do you think? Do you think he's a good candidate? Do you think he's the best candidate? Do you think he will be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Let me know what you think. The next point we have is about BAT. That is Bola Tinubu. That is the candidate of the All Progressive Congress. I also have 2 points, even 3, concerning him. The first point I have concerning him is age. Now, God, the creator of the heavens and earth, worked for 6 days and rested at the end. God rested. I think Asiwaju has worked, as everybody keeps saying. When he was governor of Lagos State, he did this, he did that. I think it is time for him to rest. I think he has worked. I think he should now rest and reap the fruits of his labor. If he has invested while he was a young person, it is time for him to work. Years ago, I learned about a psychologist who said life is divided into 3. The first 25 years is learning years. The next 25 years, that's 26 to 50, is earning, when you work to earn. And thereafter is yearning. You now start yearning and reaping from the things you have labored for all these years. I think Asiwaju is in his ripe old age to actually rest, to enjoy what he has worked for. The second point I have is the fact that most of his speech in public seems incoherent. It has become a tool for comedians to laugh about, and even for memes all over public media. I don't think such a person can withstand the Nigeria we want to birth. I don't think such a person can represent us in future meetings in the United Nations, in places where we would need presidents to read over large pages of documents, sign pages of documents, or do things that will require intellectual capability. I think he has reached an age where he should actually relax. So the first point is his age. Second point is the fact that most of the speech he gives really sound incoherent. The third point I have about him is that visit to Chatham House. Did you see the clip? I'm going to put it here now.
Youth, young people, if you would like to answer the questions, Mr. Tinubu. Please, if we can keep quiet for one conversation here. Thank you. Go ahead.
Let me once demonstrate here. One of those philosophers I wanted doctrine that I believe firmly in is teamship, unbreakable team. To demonstrate that, I will choose the first question, assign it to Dele Alake.
Okay.
And the second question, assigned to Nasiru El-Rufai. And third question, assigned to Ben Ayade.
So the question was, you've served 2 terms in this government, so why should you be now elected as president? You've done your time in government. And then we have the question on remittances stroke, how can the diaspora vote? And then the question from Agence France Presse on how you're going to get employment up, how you're going to get economic growth. Those are the 3 questions.
Well, the same method. We call on Wale Edun to answer the
first question, is it?
Yes, first question.
First question is, how do you deal with the legislators, considering that Labour Party is probably not in control of the legislative arm of the government? Quite frankly, I've been through this as a governor. When I was elected and sworn in as the governor, I have 30 House members, not from my party. On the issue of IPOB, maybe you're not following me. Even yesterday, I spoke about Biafra being ended 53 years ago. It's on the issue of health. Yes, we have a problem with health. We have underinvested, and because our government have not prioritized our development agenda, everybody knows that the only measure of development as recognized globally today is Human Development Index. I want to solve the problem. For example, I said it without equivocation. I must pull out the poverty.
Did you see how he was delegating the questions to people? His supporters claim that he's a good team leader because he delegates to good heads. If he knows there are good heads who can answer the questions, why not leave the position for the good heads to handle it? He kept delegating the answers to other persons. He couldn't stand up to answer anyone because he feels there are good or better heads who can handle those areas. Why not leave the position for those good heads to rule? I even have another point. This is Muslim tickets. What does he even think? Nigeria is a religious, ethnic country. Like, we have lots of religion, we have different diverse ethnicities. Why would you pick a Muslim to also be your deputy or to deputize you as your vice president? I don't think it's really fair in a country that has varieties of cultures and religions and ethnicities. That's just my thing, and that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me hear. And the final candidate, I told you I have 3 contestants to talk about, is the candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, His Excellency. He was the governor of Anambra State years ago, and I'm going to read a few of the awards he won after being governor and while he was even in the position as a governor. Mr. Peter Obi was the Sons Man of the Year in 2007. He was these days most prudent governor in Nigeria in 2009. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's best performing governor on immunization in Southeast Nigeria. Silver Best Man of the Year in 2013. Distinguished Alumnus Award, Lagos Business School Alumni Association. Nigerian Library Association's Golden Merit Award. And lots more. Leadership Excellence Awards, Man of the Year, etc., etc., etc. For equity and fairness, I think the Southeast has been relegated for a long time since after the civil war in Nigeria. The Southeast has been given a position of, I don't know, they haven't been in leadership for years, and I think it's time for them to come up. Though Mr. Peter Obi is not even using that part as his campaign strategy. He believes in one Nigeria, which is what everyone should be striving towards. But I also think that the Southeast needs to be given a chance to prove themselves. This is one Nigeria. Our coat of arms has unity in it. We ought to be united. We ought to show that indeed we are one. That is what I think. For equity and fairness, the Southeast should be given a position this time. His age is also on point. He represents the same we've heard all while we are growing up, that children are the leaders of tomorrow. I think it is time for the children, the young people, to actually lead and rule. And if Mr. Peter Obi wins this year's election, it will give the youth an opportunity to get into governance in the different cadres of leadership in the country. I think it is time to give the youth a chance. He's younger than the 2 other contestants I mentioned earlier. I think it's just fair to give the young people a chance to hear our voices, to hear what we have to say and see what we can do. If after 4 or 8 years he doesn't prove himself, then we can go back to the old people to continue ruling us, which I doubt will be the case. And if the adults keep leading, where will be the turn of the youth? Where will become adults and old people again? I think it's time for the youth to rise up, make a decision to change this country for the best. And the final point I have to say is this. A pastor said it some time ago, we saw it on social media, and I want to borrow that line of thought. In this year's election, for every Nigerian, I call on you to vote wisely. Choose the candidate whose traits you would love to see in your children. Choose a candidate who has the future of Nigeria at heart. Choose a candidate who has past antecedents and records that have been proven and that have been verified. Vote wisely. My name remains Ada. If you have enjoyed this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye. It will give the youth the ability to enter into governance in different cadres of the